good morning, lovely ladies and gentlemen. Steve Collins coming to you from gorgeous, cloudy San Antonio, Texas, the second most powerful, passionate, and purposeful coach and speaker in the world. All right, all right, all right. An army of sheep led by a lion will always defeat an army of lions led by a sheep. This is a quote I have seen before and heard again this morning. I had a coaching client send me an awesome video of Dr. Myles Munroe. If you've never heard his teachings, it's fantastic. And he made this simple statement that an army of sheep led by a lion will always defeat an army of lions led by a sheep. And this ties into John Maxwell's lessons and life and his legacy revolving around leadership. So let's begin with just a simple leadership conversation, because it is my desire to reveal to you today, to remove the veil from your eyes, as it were, to the reality that you are a leader. You are a leader already. The challenge is, and the question I pose to you today is, what exactly are those observing your life learning from your leadership? Is your leadership causing others to build, or is it causing others to diminish? Because regardless, you are a leader. I think of back in the day, if you remember Dennis Rodman, who played basketball, and the media giving him a hard time for some of his personal choices outside the court and even behavior on the court. And they challenged him in the media one day saying, you know, how can you do these things as a leader? And he said, I ain't a leader. I ain't a leader. And they're like, for real though? The recognition of leadership, according to John Maxwell's definition, which I totally believe is the best description, is this: leadership is nothing more and nothing less than influence. If you're a mother, you're a leader. If you're a father, you're a leader. If you're a son or a daughter, you're a leader. If you're an aunt and uncle, brother, sister, cousin, great-great-grandma, you are a leader. There are others in your life who are looking at you and to you, learning from you, both positively and negatively. I remember Jim Rohn saying one time, it's a pity that failures do not have seminars, because he said, I would attend that. I mean, it'd be phenomenal to have this guy, you know, made $1 million, lost $1 million, had a beautiful family, beautiful wife, beautiful life, threw it all away. Teach me so that I don't follow. Give me help so that I don't step on that same path. But failures, unfortunately, do not do seminars. So you are a leader is the point that I'm attempting to make. You are leading something. Do you know what you're leading? Do you know of your influence? Because you are influencing somebody. You are influencing somebody. And if you are a parent especially, your conversations with your children will become their inner voices as adults. Do you find yourselves with your kids saying, hey, we like that. Can we get that, Mommy? Honey, Billy, no, money doesn't grow on trees. Money doesn't go. Now, Billy, you know, money doesn't come easy. Well, you know, now, Billy, we're broke. We can't afford it. In your simple statements that aforementioned may not even be acknowledged by you, are setting up your children for an understanding about finances that may not serve them well as adults. Maybe you learn to lead by saying something different, saying, that's fantastic, Billy. How about we think about opportunities for you to earn the money to purchase that? There's certainly a way we can figure it out. I mean, there's money everywhere. You know, our neighbors have cars. You know how to wash a car. People's grass needs to be cut. You want to maybe cut somebody's grass? Do you want to maybe pass out some flyers? Or, you know, we'll figure it out, because money's abundant out there. Let's just figure out how you can earn it, and then you can get whatever you want. Do you tell your kids, oh, you can't get that, that's expensive? I love a question my daughter asked me one time when she said, Dad, is that thing expensive? And I said, well, baby, that depends on somebody's earning. Well, what do you mean, Dad? I said, well, expensive is a valuation dependent on one's personal wealth or income. So for your daddy, a private jet would be expensive. For Warren Buffett, a private jet would cost to him as much as a Big Mac would cost to me. So it depends on who you're asking. Private jet's expensive for your daddy, not for Warren Buffett. She looked at the item and said, well, I guess that's really expensive for me, Dad. I said, that's a very good assessment, Gabriella. So what are you teaching? What are you leading? What are the conversations that you're having with the people you have influence with? And do you realize that everything rises and falls on leadership? How happy are you where you work if you work? If you have a wonderful work environment that you enjoy, that's not an accident, that's leadership. If you have a terrible work environment that you do not enjoy, that's not an accident, that's leadership. That's either from abdication or from I don't hear it, I don't see it, or somebody that is just simply not engaging in the hard conversations. It all rises and falls on leadership. And I say the same for your relationships and for your family and for your parenting if you're a parent. You are a leader. Again, John Maxwell says leadership is nothing more and nothing less than influence. You have influence. Now, for those of you who would like to become leaders because you feel you have something to contribute and something to give, that is awesome, and I'm excited. So I'm going to give you a couple of nuggets before we wrap up today. When it comes to your ability to grow in leadership, there's a couple of very simple ways to become a leader. Number one, study and learn. Read as much John Maxwell as you can. He is really an expert on leadership to learn about. And yet, this is how you can gain leadership no matter where you are in life, no matter what you're doing in life. It does not matter. You earn leadership. The lowest form of leadership is positional leadership. You've all worked for somebody or had a boss or knew of someone who is just a tool with a capital T and led because, well, I have the badge what says what I'm the leader here, so you better do what I say because I'm the leader and I'll fire you or write you up. Positional leadership. True leadership is influence. How do you gain and earn influence? I'm going to tell you, I'm so glad you asked. You do the hard frickin' stuff. You do the hard stuff. Well, Steve Collins, what exactly does that mean, do the hard stuff? It's hard for me to just get out of bed in the morning. Oh, I'm sorry, baby. So, yeah, I'm not going to gain much respect or leadership there. I'm talking about the hard stuff. Are you the one? Do you show up a little bit early? Do you stay a little bit later? Do you work a little bit harder? Do you walk the halls of the building you do not own as if you did own that building and pick up trash? Do you pick up trash in the parking lot on your way in to the office? Do you pick up trash when you see that guys haven't made it or women haven't made their little stuff in the trash can in the bathroom? Do you walk with the spirit of excellence? Do you take care of your physical body? Do you take care of your spiritual body? Have you set your priorities in place? Do you know how to say no to good things so you can say yes to great things? Do you know how to defer your joy for a season to have even greater joy in a later season? Do you know how to put off the reward center of your brain? Do you know how to say no to stuff that's important but not the most important? Have you got priorities? Do you take care of what you say you're supposed to take care of? Do you fulfill your obligations? Do you keep your word to people you've given your word to? Do you do the hard stuff? Is your body being led by your spirit and your mind, or is your spirit and mind a slave to your body, doing whatever it wants to do, saying whatever it wants to say, and therefore experiencing average results? Do you want to gain leadership? You want to gain influence? Do the hard stuff. And do it all day, every day, for an extended period of time. And those around you will come to recognize there's something different about you. There's a different way that you carry yourself, because when you do the hard stuff regularly and consistently, you build an esteem in yourself that comes from knowing, hey man, I'm doing the hard stuff. I'm going to tell you something a little bit funny. My 15-year-old daughter, Gabriella, she actually goes to CrossFit with me in the morning at 5 a.m. And one morning when she was first starting up in the middle of a 25-minute workout that was like grueling, just look it up if you don't know what it is, grueling, she was like, ah! I said, remember your goal. You deserve your goal because you're putting in the hard work. Keep going, baby. Keep going. You deserve the body you're looking for because you're putting in the hard work, okay? You earned this and you're doing it. I'm really proud of you. You see, you begin to see yourself differently because you knew you're doing the hard stuff. And when you keep doing the hard stuff and you keep making the hard choices and the hard decisions, well, what would those hard choices be, Steve Collins? Some of those hard choices are this. When you are cursed, you do not curse back, you bless. When someone talks about you, you bless them. When someone comes against you, you pray for them. When somebody does you wrong, you forgive them. You learn and you forgive them. Not because they deserve it, but because of who you are. Because you are bigger than that. When you make the hard decisions, you're the first one in an argument with your spouse to say, you know what, time out, stop. This is not who we are, and this is not where we want to go. Let's just, please forgive me for going down this path. It's my fault. I accept responsibility. Let's just move forward and let's just be in agreement. We don't want to waste any time in our life over stupid stuff, right? You do the hard stuff. And if you do the hard stuff long enough, consistent enough, you become a person that you begin to see yourself as different because you're making those hard choices, doing the hard things, and others around you will observe. I wrap up with this, with what I began with. An army of sheep led by a lion will always defeat an army of lions led by a sheep, and you are a leader. Whether you accept it or don't, play Dennis Rodman with me. I ain't a leader. Yes, you are. You're a leader. Someone's watching you. You have influence over someone, even if it's your kids, and they're the only ones. You have influence over someone. What's your influence? What's your influence? When people spend time with you and you leave their presence, have they been added to or have they been diminished? Only you can answer the question. I hope you choose to become a great leader. Have a great day, guys.